How's it going, everybody? Meathead Moto back with you for another video to pump up your day with some motorcycle content. And we are out heading to Belle Fourche from Hewlett, Wyoming. We just got done at Devil's Tower. We're done at this hotel and we're headed to our Verbo place to stay that my parents booked. So I'm going to take you guys on this nice little cool route back to Belle Fourche. I think it's cool, at least. It's Wyoming 24 or South Dakota Highway 34 back from Hewlett to Belle Fourche, South Dakota. 41 miles, supposedly. It's starting to get warmed up. It's not making, it was making some weird chattering-ish sounds from the primary, but I have a feeling it's because it's, you know, well, that oil is what, 85, 140 or something like that. It's really heavy oil, so like when it's 60 degrees out and the bike hasn't been running very long, I don't think that chain, the friction inside the primary has been enough to actually warm it up a whole hell of a lot. So I feel like the chain was making a little bit extra noise than normal, so it seems like the bike's running just fine though. I find it interesting how Devil's Tower was formed, and I'm not a geologist by any means, so that's probably why it's not super interesting to some geologists, because it's kind of straightforward. But for a normal person, it's rather interesting how it's basically like there was a volcano there at one point in time, and the magma that was trying to come up to the surface reached a weird block, and so all that magma got stuck, and that's basically what was left behind, is this magma chamber that got plugged up. Then as time has gone on, it's eroded the way the topsoil, like technically 50 million years ago, I'm underground right now, which is crazy to think about, like, oh, holy shit, what happened to the earth? But, you know, it's like, oh, part of it has eroded away, and there's still some granite being made underneath, you know, rock being made underneath the crust. So it's constantly, like, raising everything up slightly, but it's raising at the same relative rate at which it's eroding. Over the crest of this hill, and then it just is still gorgeous views, like absolutely gorgeous. I also always forget that the Black Hills extend into Wyoming. You know, it's oftentimes we hear the Black Hills of South Dakota. We don't hear the statement of the Black Hills of the Wyoming, the Black Hills of Wyoming. And I think it's just because of the fact that a majority of the larger mountains are in South Dakota, so you kind of forget about the fact that, like, the Devil's Tower is actually part of the Black Hills. just definitely do not have roads like these out where I live, and it's always such a treat to come out here and ride these roads. Kind of feel bad. I'm way out in front of my family right now and my wife, but at the same time, like, there's no way that they're gonna be able to keep up with me out here, and I kind of want to do what I do. So I have my Lexan. I did get this Lexan G16, and it's been working really well. Like, I've really enjoyed having it. So I might do a review after this trip and let you all know what I think of this Lexan G16, because it's actually been blowing my mind with the fact that, like, I've used it almost every single day on this trip for at least 4 hours, 5 hours a day. About 4 hours for sure each day, and it still says my battery's at 100%, and I'm like, whoa, are you serious? Like, Jesus. Nothing too dangerous as far as like curves go. Ooh, what happened here? Little slide out? High fire danger. Right, the right gear going downhill, you don't even have to worry. When I pull in the clutch, I can speed up a bit. Yeah, see, this is the dangerous part. It's like, do you pass or do you not? And with these kind of curvy roads, you really don't have a long line of sight to make a move. Now granted, I could blow past this guy and then blow past the semi pretty easily. I'm in the right gear, kind of the right RPMs, but now I'm catching up to him and I'm just about out of this curve, and now we got another fucking curve. I couldn't get anything done here if I lived here. I'd want to be riding all the time. I'd have thousands of miles on a motorcycle in a year just on the fact of having so many amazing roads to hit and ride, and trying to find every single one that's like this one, where it's not super technical, but then, you know, it's not so trafficked like this one. This one's actually really easy to ride on because it's not super trafficked. You can go the proper speed, and if you run into somebody that you need to pass, you have nice, decent lines of sight to pass. It's, I don't know, it's really enjoyable. Hopefully I have enough memory storage for all the footage that I want to get while I'm out here, but it's gonna be hard. I only have this 32 gig, and then I got a 16 gigs, so elevation of 15 people at 3,740 feet of elevation. Literally, it's just this little cafe here. Cowboy Cafe right there. Yeah, it's just a nifty little town of Aladdin. Right in the heart of it all. Quiet little town. I always get so weirded out by how quiet it is out here in the Black Hills and at Devil's Tower and such. Like, it's eerie because it's like, this is what true nature is. It's silence. It's calm. And it's amazing how much noise we as humans make. You know, obviously I'm not exactly a shining ray of positive, or how would I say it? I'm not exactly immune to that statement of being noisy, because obviously I'm riding a Harley that's louder than sin. But it's kind of nice when you shut off the bike and you just take in the sounds of nature, and it's like, it is so peaceful. Hell, I'd love to live out here if YouTube became a thing of making a fair amount of income every month, and I could afford to live off of YouTube, let's say. I would definitely move out here to make content all the time. Like, talk about the perfect area to catch wildlife, to catch food, eat, you know, go to places for food, eats and all that. Get good riding in, review parts and products and shit like that. Like, this is the ultimate test, you know. Of course, the weather has been nice and everything, and I'm just rambling at this point because I've said things multiple times, but what can you do? Dead turkeys. Ew. But again, those bastards don't fucking move for anything, so they kind of deserve it. We're coming up on the state border. Moo cows. Well, I think I'm going to end this video here because we're coming into Spearfish here in a little bit, so I will see you guys in another video. Hopefully I'll have a lot more content to come on this vacation, but until next time, guys, I'll see you later.